Hi there, and welcome back to the Unhoused Wanderer. I am John. Now, every summer I see all these videos on ghost pipe, Monotropa uniflora, and everybody touts it for this great alternative to opiate painkillers, and could be this miracle drug to end the opioid epidemic here in America. And well, it made me curious, so I decided to go out and find some. Make a tincture of it myself, and also just do a little bit of research on it and see what, if anything, I can find. So, come along with me, and maybe we'll learn something. Alright, right here is some ghost pipe. Going to pluck one. You can see now that this is a flower. Kinda, yeah, it looks odd, doesn't it? But this is a flower. And does not have chlorophyll, so it gets its nutrients from mushroom mycelium. It actually has a pleasant scent, and it can be used as a painkiller, but a study out of UW La Crosse tested some ghost pipe tincture to discover it has 150 times the amount of lead that is allowable in drinking water in the US. So while this may seem like a miracle drug to some people, it can actually poison you. Being a member of the Ericaceae family, a University of Wisconsin La Crosse study tested ghost pipe tincture for a neurotoxin known as granotoxin, or GTX for short. This would explain the pain-killing effects of the flower. Let's just say the findings were shocking. The study states that M. unitropa parasitizes mycelium as seen in this photo image, sequestering heavy metals such as lead. In fact, the results show 1,800 parts per billion of lead. That's 120 times the amount allowed in drinking water. As for GTX, animal studies show cell hemorrhage, shedding, and irregular placement relative to injection sites. If M. uniflora does produce GTX, the study concludes that there is far greater risk to humans than just heavy metal poisoning. Now see, this is the information lacking in the other YouTube videos. Everybody will tell you that this is something the Native Americans used for any number of reasons. But back then, there just wasn't the pollution that we have today here in America. Now, this plant, it's because it grows in association with certain mushrooms and trees, you never quite know what the chemical composition of any given patch of Monotropa uniflora will be. So, let's take that into consideration, this habitat it needs. It's also really hard to duplicate, to grow on your own. So what we are left with is collecting sources we find in nature. Luckily, it is considered secure here in Wisconsin, but I know in other parts of the country east of here, it is considered endangered, I believe. I'll have to check on that one. Once again, Monotropa uniflora, heteromicrotropic flower, produces no chlorophyll. It instead leaches nutrients from mycelium. I often find them around russulas and milkcaps. This one, these are right near oak. I'll show you the dead leaves. Here we go. I haven't seen any of this in this little wooded area right here. Like Monotropa uniflora, also known as ghost pipe. Let me clear that for you. And it's often found with russulas, as I keep saying, but I can never show you guys. And in association with certain hardwood trees, this is maple. Yep. Here is some ghost pipe, also known as Indian pipe. Monotropa uniflora is the scientific name. You can tell these are starting to stand up straight. They're no longer shaped as just a little pipe, which means these, especially this little black one, has been pollinated. I've been looking up this grayanotoxin, sorry. It's often found in the nectar of Ericaceae family plants, such as rhododendron. Now, honeybees may feed on this, and the honey they make from it is known as mad honey, because it can leave you feeling a little woozy, maybe even hallucinating, which these grayanotoxins could be what gives you the effect of the pain-killing effect in a ghost pipe tincture. Now, traditionally it's been used for things like pain relief. It has analgesic properties, gastrointestinal orders, particularly the honey, though the honey is illegal here in the U.S. The honey can also be used to treat hypertension, and it's been used in folk medicine as an aphrodisiac. So, that being said, some of the negative effects of GTX, grayanotoxins, can be mental confusion, agitation, convulsions, respiratory depression, and syncope. Now, it could also include hyperintention, bradycardia, atrial fibrillation, and atrioventricular block. Now, you could also have general weakness, impaired consciousness, blurred vision, vomiting, vertigo, headache. These are all negative side effects of it. So, yeah, I made a tincture, which is, I'm guessing, on the weak side. I was one of the first tinctures I tried making last year. So I'm going to try it today. Alright, I have some ghost pipe tincture right here that I have been making. And you'll see those white flowers end up turning into a very dark bluish purple tincture. Now, this is something older I had from some time ago. I just added a little bit more a couple weeks back to give it that dark color again, because it does lose its color over time. Now, it's not that old where it hasn't lost much of its potency. So, yeah, I am about to try it. It has a very cough medicine-like taste. Yeah, let me repeat that. It has a very cough medicine-like taste. I'm not a fan of that. It tastes like some NyQuil or something. Pretty gross. But, yeah, I mean, here we go. See what's happening. Thanks for watching this far, and make sure to like, subscribe, and comment to help with that algorithm. Just a reminder, the information in this video is for educational purposes only. Never consume any edible or medicinal plant or mushroom without positively identifying and thoroughly researching it first. Ghost pipe is a flowering plant of the Ericaceae family, and therefore may contain several toxins hazardous to mammals. This is not medical advice, and I would strongly advise against experimentation of your own.
Alright, I'm about 11 minutes in. I feel, yeah, like a little bit of distorted perception, you know? Like, it seems like, things seem a little brighter right now. I mean, that's not just because of the sun, it's like the vehicles moving by on the street seem to stand out a little bit more. So, yeah, kind of like a hallucinogenic effect, I guess, you know?
Ghost pipe has been used traditionally to treat sleep disorders, anxiety, chronic pain, and diabetic neuropathy. This may be due to any number of bioactive chemicals, including methylsalicylate, sorry if I mispronounced that, and granotoxin. Some of the negative side effects of GTX include dizziness, blurred vision, nausea, vomiting, headache, sweating, impaired consciousness, and general weakness. Higher levels of GTX poisoning may include convulsions, agitation, and respiratory depression. However, I will note that GTX overdose is generally from consuming mad honey. There are no known hospitalizations from consuming Monotropa uniflora.
Alright. So, Alright, so 20 minutes has elapsed. I picked 20 minutes because something I read, not scientific at all, said that's about how long it took the effects to kick in from a tincture. That's actually where the a little slightly distorted reality, followed by the trailing of cars and, you know, my fingers if you saw me waving, followed by pain-killing properties. I'm not woozy. I don't feel tired. I don't feel weak. However, it's not too far off from, let's say, a Percocet. It's similar.
One final unexpected use for ghost pipe tincture I came across is to end a bad psychedelic trip. Being a psychonaut myself, I'm curious to conduct this experiment in the future, YouTube community standards willing. Comment blast off below if you'd like me to make that video.
Coming up on 45 minutes. Still feeling, you know, the pain-killing properties. My knee doesn't seem to be bothering me. I have a lot of vehicles on the street. I have a lateral meniscus tear, and it was helping. It still is helping the pain relief for that. So it does seem to help as a painkiller. It leaves you kind of a little numb feeling, numb face and extremities, like if you've been drinking alcohol, but I'm not feeling any wooziness. I'm not feeling any real confusion. Now keep in mind it might have been a weaker tincture, but I'm going to see what I can do about a different battery, and we'll carry on from there.
Okay, so we are an hour into it, and I don't know, I don't probably had a weaker dose, but a lot of the effects are starting to wear off. I don't know, I still feel like kind of like the mental effects of it a little bit, but not so much the pain-killing effects. So, you know, as I said, probably a weak dose. But yeah, that's I guess that's the ghost pipe tincture for you. You never really know what you're going to get, considering how you prepare it, where you gather it from, what
trees and mushrooms are in association with it, what contaminants are in the soil. But yeah, I did a little bit of research on the gray toxins. In small doses, they seem to have some benefits to them, some medicinal benefits. In greater doses, they seem to do more harm than good. So keep all that in mind, and just keep safe when foraging. This guy's really close. Angry that I'm bugging him with my experiment. Yeah, I tried to film the outro to that video. A little messed up on the dose pipe tincture still, so sorry if I left anything out.